Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Tan and welcome to Providend's Money Wisdom, an original podcast inspired by my book Money Wisdom, Simple Truths for Financial Wellness. In this podcast, I'll be sharing simple financial truths to guide you in navigating through the minefields of misinformation and false promises in order to achieve financial security and peace of mind. Money coaching, a key ingredient to financial success. This time, it's different. Doesn't this sentence ring a bell? When the markets fell heavily in the last quarter of 2008, detractors of buy and hold strategy scoffed at investors who adopted this approach of investing, saying that buy and hold was dead and suggesting investors move into cash. The same sentence was heard again 18 months later in a totally opposite scenario. In 2010, Singapore's property prices started to skyrocket, and despite being warned against buying at ridiculously high prices and borrowing at near unhealthy levels in a very low interest rate environment, the answer was the same. This time is different. Actually, everything is still the same. Be it the tulip bulbs in Holland during the 1630s, the real estate bubble in Japan in the 1980s, the internet stock bubble in the late 1990s, beginning 2000s, Singapore's property bubble in mid-90s, or the 2008 financial crisis. Just as contagious euphoria leads investors to take greater and greater risk, the same self-destructive behavior leads many investors to throw in the towel and sell out near the market's bottom when pessimism is rampant and seems most convincing. One of the many lessons that we have learned from the recent meltdown and even recently in 2022 is that while we can put in place a suitable plan for clients, the key to helping clients achieve their financial goals is to really ensure that they stick to the plan and not yield to greed or succumb to fear. A possible answer to this is money coaching. In the world of money coaching, we believe that individuals have unconscious patterns, beliefs, and behaviors around money that may prevent them from making correct life decisions, especially financial decisions. Therefore, in order to help clients stick with their investment or financial plan, besides understanding their latest financial situation, it is essential to understand these unconscious beliefs and patterns that have made them who they are today. In money coaching, there are various models. One of the models categorize individuals into 8 money archetypes. The first archetype is termed the innocent. The innocent tends to take the ostrich approach to money matters. Innocents often live in denial, burying their heads in the sand so that they won't have to see what is going on around them. Innocents are easily overwhelmed by financial information and rely heavily on the advice and opinions of others. Innocents are perhaps the most trusting of all the money types. The second is the victim. The victim money type is prone to living in the past and may blame their financial woes on external factors. Victims generally have a litany of excuses for why they are not more successful and are often very attached to their sad so-called story. That is not to say that bad things haven't actually happened to the victim. More often than not, victim money types have been abused, betrayed, or have suffered some great loss. The third archetype is known as the creator artist. Creator artists are generally those who are on a spiritual or artistic path. They often find living in the material world difficult and frequently have a conflicted love-hate relationship with money. They love money for the freedom it buys them, yet they have little or no desire to participate in the material world. The fourth archetype is known as the martyr. The martyr are so busily taking care of others' needs that they often neglect their own. Financially speaking, martyrs generally do more for others than they do for themselves. They often rescue others, could be a child, spouse, friend, or partner, from certain circumstances or challenges. However, martyrs do not always let go of what they give and are repeatedly let down when others fail to measure up to their expectations. Fifthly, the fool. The fool plays by a different set of rules altogether. A gambler by nature, the fool is always looking for a windfall of money by taking financial shortcuts. The fool lives very much in a moment and is quite unattached to future outcome. Next, the tyrant. Tyrants use money to control people, events, and circumstances. The tyrant hoards money, using it to manipulate and control others. Although tyrants may have everything they need or desire, they never feel complete, comfortable, or at peace. The tyrant's greatest fear is the loss of control. The seventh archetype is known as the warrior. The warrior sets out to conquer the money world and is generally seen as successful in the business and financial worlds. Warriors are adept investors, focused, decisive, and in control. Although warriors will listen to advisors, they make their own decisions and rely on their own instincts and resources to guide them. And last would be the magician. The magician is the ideal money type. Armed with knowledge of the past, the magician has made peace with his personal history and understands that his source of power exists within his ability to see and live the truth of who he is. Hi everyone, thank you for listening to Providend's Money Wisdom podcast. As we are approaching the festive season, I would just like everyone to know that the upcoming new episodes will be published every other week starting from now until the end of January 2023. Thank you for your continuous support, and now let's get back to our episode. So, what does money coaching do for us? Money coaching in this regard helps clients understand how their money types are formed and what they can do to change it. I have a client who has both the archetype of an innocent and a victim. She is where she is today because she sees how speculation on the stock market caused her father to become bankrupt and her parents' marriage to break down. She had a traumatized childhood as the family was always on the run from creditors. As a result, she has great fear of the risk of the equities market and tends to want to bail out whenever the markets go down, for fear of her own life reflecting that of her parent. So, besides having written a wealth plan, we put together a coaching program that focuses on helping her understand how her money archetypes have been formed and as a result, how they are directing her investment decisions today. Of course, when I wrote this article years back, we were using this 8 archetype model. Today, we are still coaching our clients, albeit in a different way and using money hour, but we continue to coach our clients, and specifically these clients, or rather this particular client, to gradually change her archetype, so-called, to that of a warrior magician, or rather from a warrior to a magician, and also understand what investments really are and how she can cope with market volatility so as to stay invested and keep investing. I strongly believe that a key ingredient to our clients' financial success is coaching. As advisors, we can put up the most suitable plan and find the most suitable instruments for our clients. But if we cannot get our clients to stick to their plan, we cannot help them reach their investment goals. And if that happens, we would have failed in our role. Well, after 21 years in this business, Providend has evolved. Today, not only we put in place a good wealth plan, we have a good coaching process to hold on to clients, especially during these difficult moments when the markets are not doing too well. We have a crisis management plan that the whole company comes together to help clients go through volatile periods like this for the sole purpose of staying invested for the long term, because we believe that if our clients they are able to do that, they would be able to reap sufficient returns that they need in order to enable their life goals. Thank you for tuning in to Providend's Money Wisdom. I will be back soon with the next episode. For more information on my book or Providend's services, kindly visit providend.com. I'll see you the next time. All analysis, views or opinions from interviews, recommendations and other information broadcasted, podcasted or published herein are provided for general information purposes only. Information expressed does not take into account any specific situation, particular needs or objectives, and should not be construed as specific advice or a recommendation. Information has been obtained from sources that are deemed to be reliable, but their accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal or tax professional before taking any action. Providend Limited does not accept any liability for any loss whatsoever arising from any use of the information broadcasted, podcasted, or published herein. All contents and information contained herein may not be copied or reproduced in whole or in part by any means without prior written consent of Providend Limited.